Miracles We Have Seen, Chapter 19. Miracle at St. Vincent Hospital. Dr. Kent Erb is our family physician. He maintains an office in Sheridan, Indiana. In addition to being a fine medical doctor, he's also a great Christian witness. He has done medical missions to Russia and other parts of the world. It was due to his influence that I first went to Russia to train educators in convocations all over the former Soviet Union and Ukraine. One day I received a call from Dr. Erb informing me that one of his patients was terminally ill and would likely not last for more than a few hours. He asked me if I would go and speak to the patient about his soul. I dressed as quickly as possible and drove to St. Vincent Hospital in Carmel, where this man was a patient. It appeared that I got there too late. "Daddy is in a coma," the distraught daughter informed me as I entered the hospital room. "I'm afraid you are too late," she said, with tears in her voice and eyes. "Daddy lapsed into a coma a few hours ago and has not responded to anything since that time. The doctors say he will soon be gone," she continued. I took her father by the hand. It felt cold and lifeless. His breathing was shallow and erratic. I recognized the symptoms of impending death. Had I arrived too late? Nevertheless, I began to pray for that precious father, whose apparently lifeless form was not prepared to meet his God. I explained to him, although he did not respond, the great plan of salvation and the love that Jesus had for him. I asked him to repent. In his mind, though he could not speak the sinner's prayer, I believed that God was going to speak to him in his comatose condition. Then I thanked the Lord for saving him. I asked the daughter to believe that her daddy, had accepted Christ, that she would meet him one day in heaven. I laid his apparently lifeless hand back on the bed. The daughter was inconsolable. Her daddy was dying, and he was unprepared to meet God. I gave her a hug and promised to pray for them both. I offered to help with the funeral if needed. I said goodbye and left the room. My mind was attacked by many doubts as I drove north on US 31 to our little church parsonage. I finally committed the dying man to the Lord. I expected to hear in a short time that he had died. The phone rang a few minutes later after I arrived. "Pastor Terry?" "You will not believe what happened." The voice on the line was exuberant. I recognized the caller as the lady whose father was dying. "Pastor," she rejoiced, "after you left, I was broken-hearted. My daddy was dying and he was lost. I would never see him again. I reached across the bed and took him by the hand and said, 'Daddy, please don't die without telling me that you are saved. Please give me a sign that you understood what Pastor Terry told you. Please give me a sign that you have Jesus in your heart and that you are ready to meet him.' 'Pastor,' she said, 'the most wonderful thing happened.' Daddy squeezed my hand hard and gave me a big smile. In a few minutes, Daddy was gone. I know my daddy is in heaven." "Thank you, Pastor." My heart leaped with joy as I felt like I was walking on air. A call from Dr. Erb confirmed the story at St. Vincent Hospital. That word raced like wildfire, we were told later. Soon a lot of the staff was talking about the man who had been in a death coma and received Christ. We all rejoiced. we knew that we had seen a real miracle. Never give up on your lost loved ones. God can rescue them, no matter how impossible it seems. Begin praying and believing today for the prodigals in your life. Prayer and faith are the keys to miracles, Jesus said. I will give unto you the keys of the kingdom of heaven, and whatever you shall bind on earth shall be bound in heaven, and whatever you shall loose on earth shall be loosed in heaven. Matthew 16, verse 19.